Welcome to the What in the World of Graph podcast, where legacy beats liquidity and every sale tells a story. I'm John Schultz, Chief Marketing and Technology Officer at Graph Auction, and each week we share lessons, stories, and insights from inside the world of business auctions, equipment sales, and asset recovery. Today we're tackling a critical topic for many of our partners in the financial world, using business auctions as a strategic tool for SBA lenders. When an SBA-backed loan goes into default, the clock starts ticking. The challenge isn't just recovering assets, it's about maximizing that recovery efficiently and transparently. We're going to explore how a well-executed auction isn't just a liquidation method, it's a powerful strategic instrument for achieving the best possible outcome. For any lender managing a defaulted loan, the pressures are immense. Every single day, the value of the underlying assets, be it restaurant equipment, industrial equipment, or commercial real estate, is depreciating. At the same time, costs for storage, security, and administration are accumulating. It's a race against time, and traditional negotiated sales can be agonizingly slow. This is where the first strategic advantage of an auction comes into play: speed and value preservation. Instead of a months-long process of finding individual buyers, a business auction compresses the entire timeline. At Graph, we can typically move from the initial decision to auction to having funds in your account as little as 30 to 45 days. This speed isn't just about convenience. It's a direct financial strategy. It stops the bleeding from holding costs and captures the asset's value before it depreciates further. More importantly, an auction creates a competitive bidding environment. Unlike a one-on-one negotiation where a buyer has leverage to drive the price down, an auction brings multiple qualified buyers to the table, creating upward pressure on the price. We've seen it time and time again. Assets command significantly higher prices in a competitive auction than they ever would in a private sale. But speed and a competitive environment are only part of the strategy. The second and equally crucial advantage is the combination of global reach and regulatory compliance. One of the biggest pitfalls of traditional liquidation is a limited buyer pool. If you're only marketing to local buyers, they know they're one of a few options and will negotiate accordingly. This is where modern auction marketing changes the game. Our campaigns are designed to eliminate geographical constraints, reaching buyers from all 50 states and even internationally for specialized assets. A wider, more targeted buyer pool means more competition and ultimately a truer market value for your assets. Just as importantly for an SBA lender, the auction process is inherently transparent and documented. Every step from the marketing campaign to the final bid is verifiable and auditable. This provides a powerful layer of protection, demonstrating that the assets were sold for fair market value in an open and competitive process. In a regulated environment, this transparency isn't just a benefit, it's a necessity. It protects the lending institution from any claims that assets were undersold or that the process was handled improperly. Now, I know this all sounds good in theory, but let me share a concrete example of how this plays out in the real world. We worked with a regional bank that was dealing with a defaulted loan on a 150-unit student housing complex in Winona, Minnesota. The property was in a tough spot. Less than 30% occupancy, inconsistent payments, and traditional real estate methods had failed to produce a single satisfactory offer. The property was assessed at nearly $3.7 million, but its condition made that number seem like a fantasy. The bank and its court-appointed receiver needed a new strategy. They chose a live public auction with Graph. We launched a targeted marketing campaign using digital ads, trade publications, and prominent on-site signage to create buzz. On auction day, the results were definitive. The winning bid came in at $2.1 million. With buyer's premium, the final price was over $2.26 million. Here's the key takeaway for any lender listening. That final price was more than $500,000 higher than the best offer the bank had received through any traditional channel. That's not just a successful sale. It's just strategic victory that turned a struggling asset into a significant recovery, directly impacting the bank's bottom line. So, what are the key lessons here for an SBA lender? First, auctions provide a powerful combination of speed and competitive bidding that maximizes financial recovery while minimizing holding costs. Second, a modern auction partner delivers a global marketing reach and a transparent, audible process that satisfies regulatory requirements. And finally, As the student housing case demonstrates, this strategic approach delivers real, measurable results that can turn a challenging default situation into a successful recovery. An auction isn't a last resort, it's a first class strategic tool. If you're a lender navigating the complexities of asset recovery, you don't have to go it alone. The right partner can make all the difference in achieving an optimal outcome. Thanks for joining us for this episode of What in the World of Graph podcast. You can find more stories like this at graphauction.com/blog or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. If you're facing a business transition, asset sale, or need help navigating liquidation, reach out. We're here to help you get the most value with integrity and speed. I'm John Schultz, and I'll see you next time.